in the infield. Murphy way off the line at third, and same for Rizzo at first. A little box and one defense they're playing.
He waves at strike two. It's full. David Freese on deck. Lineup a little different looking with Beltran on the bench.
Left and center quite a bit.
Pulls this one on the ground. Rizzo will handle it and take it to the bag. That'll bring up David Freese.
Chris Russin now 3-4 as a major leaguer with a 5.40 ERA. 11 starts total for this year, 7 last.
Right down the middle. 0-1. Cubs will finish the regular season here in St. Louis right at the end of September, and the Cardinals will be back at Wrigley Field next weekend. So including tonight, still 9 games to go in the season series. There's Mike Matheny. Took over for Tony La Russa. Going into the 2012 season. Then they won 88 games last year. Made the playoffs again. Got him on the inside for strike 3.
Very important for a guy like Russin to make sure he does his work inside, because he's going to typically get a lot of outs. Sinkers and changeups outside corner and beyond, so he can't afford to have those hitters diving out to cover that pitch. He's got to make sure he comes inside from time to time. He can't live in there, but every now and then he's got to come inside. Think about a guy like Tommy Glavine, who did that so effectively.
A strike on Alan Craig. Another first-time All-Star. What a day he had at Wrigley on July 14th. 4 for 5 with a double, a walk, the game-winning RBI, and scored twice. You like facing him with nobody on. Hitting .468 with men in scoring position to lead the majors. Cardinals as a team still up at .335 with runners in scoring position. Remarkable.
Remarkable and pretty inexplainable.
Nice job by Russin as he freezes Freese and freezes Craig. We're scoreless after 1.
Switch on the summer mindset with Bud Light Lime. It's the great taste of Bud Light with a refreshing twist of 100% natural lime flavor.
Baby, it's all sweet with me.
Bud Light Lime. Switch on summer.
The hotter the hot. The colder the cold. The greater the demand. The more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Batteries built to meet or exceed original equipment standards for cold cranking amps. Batteries built with the power to hold up to heavy electrical demands. Batteries so good they come with a coast-to-coast warranty. Only at AutoZone.
It's back to school time. We're talking with Maria about the Walmart low price guarantee. You got your list? Let's go. If you find a lower advertised price, they'll match it at the register.
Really?
Yeah, and a Jeff. You ready?
What?
That's the Walmart low price guarantee backed by Ad Match. Bring in receipts from your local stores and see for yourself.
Okay. A, B.
B. A.
That's a good choice. Let me show you some faucets to go along with that.
With the latest styles and guaranteed low prices, you
you can turn the bath you have into the bath you want.
Good choice.
More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, this Abbey Vanity Combo is a special buy, just $2.99.
Cubs, Cards, Saturday night at 7 East on WGN America.
Hey, Cub fans, make sure you check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com. It's sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 34 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. I have a post on tonight's blog on the state of the Cardinals. Big picture good. Small picture, some concerns, as we mentioned, with the Molina injury. And a lot of it actually has to do with just how the Pirates have played. They have not let up. 1-0 on David DeJesus, cleanup man in the leadoff spot here in the second, as you mentioned.
So back into his familiar role, trying to be a table setter here against Lynn. In the top half of the second, Lynn not only good in this ballpark this year, but he was outstanding last as well. 9-4 here last year, 8-1 this year. So a challenge for sure.
DeJesus has always hit well in this park. 350 going back to his Royals days. Two balls and a strike. That's how Lynn wants to get it and throw it. And DeJesus making him wait. Fairly deep center, but very playable for Jay.
MLB.TV celebrates 11 years. Catch the rest of the 2013 season in HD quality. Watch every out-of-market game live on more than 350 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV baseball everywhere.
Donnie Murphy has grabbed the third base job, at least this week. Huge series in Philly. 5 hits, 2 doubles, 3 homers, 7 RBIs.
Cubs a man short on the bench tonight. Deoner Navarro went back to Chicago to have his ankle examined.
Good news on that ankle. He has a mild, what they call grade 1 sprain. Pete Kozma, 2 outs.
Pretty solid defender at shortstop is Pete Kozma. Rafael Furcal has been out all year. He was supposed to be the guy. Kozma was up for a time last year. Solid defender, doesn't deliver a whole lot with the bat. He's made just 6 errors all year. So bench tonight of Shearholtz and Watkins from the left side, Ransom and Wiscone on the from the right side.
Tap foul by Castillo, who has 14 hits over his last 12 games. Keep an eye on Lynn's body language tonight, especially if things go wrong. Been a big topic of conversation this season here in St. Louis. He's really worked hard on not losing his temper. His manager has talked about it, that fine line between being a competitor and coming unglued.
Complete meltdown.
Yeah, body language matters on the mound more than any other position because everybody sees it on both sides.
Well, a lot of it too is it's a reflection of how you're competing. If you know the shoulders slump and you're stomping around out there, it's tough to stay focused and execute pitches. They call it mound presence.
Cosma can't get it on the dive. Castillo remains hot. The Cubs have a hit, the first for either team.
Lynn likes to work that inside corner to the right-handed hitters. There wasn't a whole lot of room between third and short. Freese was a little tighter to the line than you would normally see a third baseman. Maybe with 2 outs, they just didn't want to give up a double down the line. So he was tight to the line and gave Wellington a little more room to work with. It was squirted by Cosma. Castro with good numbers against Lynn.
Off the inside corner.
7 out of 22, a .318 batting average against the big righty. A couple of doubles and a triple among those 7 hits.
Darwin Barney on deck. Calm night. Flags are not really moving much at all. Slowly hit on the ground. Cosmo will get the out at first. And the inning is over. After an inning and a half, 0-0.
This is the age of knowing what you're made of. Why let erectile dysfunction get in your way? Talk to your doctor about Viagra. Ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor.
Men, by 35, you've tortured your face with 940 hours of windburn, 7,017 pokes, 1 glass door, 63 months of baking sun, 4,021 close shaves, 599 repairs, 52 snowballs, and 4 deserved slaps. End the face torture. Use new Dove Men Plus Care Face Lotion. The non-greasy formula with SPF 15 hydrates skin to keep it looking good. Take better care of your face with new Dove Men Plus Care.
The hotter the hot. The colder the cold. The greater the demand. The more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Batteries built to meet or exceed original equipment standards for cold cranking amps. Batteries built with the power to hold up to heavy electrical demands. Batteries so good they come with a coast-to-coast warranty. Only at AutoZone.
The baby's in there?
Yep.
How'd that happen?
Some things are hard for kids to digest. Rice Krispies are easy because they're made of rice, which is gentle on tummies. It's simple as...
Crackle Pop Rice Krispies. The Arlington Million, August 17th, 6 East on WGN America.
Welcome back. Scoreless, middle of the second. So you want to sit with Len and I in the Budweiser patio in the bleachers for a game at Wrigley? Of course you do. Send a note with your name, age, and phone number to WGN at 2501 Bradley Place, Chicago, 60618. And you could be joining us for the Cubs-Nationals game on August 21st. Entries must be received by Thursday, August 15th, and you must be at least 21 years of age.
This is a Budweiser town here in St. Louis. Cubs and Cardinals, game 1. We'll have the whole weekend series right here on WGN. Matt Holliday takes ball one. He's been hot since coming off the disabled list, 358. The last time we saw the Cardinals in Chicago, remember, he injured his hamstring in game 1 of that 4-game series and eventually ended up on the shelf. And he rifles one into center for a base hit.
That ball blistered. The power numbers are not there for him lately. He hasn't been hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but when he's swinging it like that, you know sooner or later he's going to elevate it and knock it out of the park. Ferocious swing of the bat there from the veteran Holiday.
Here comes another nice role player for the Cardinals, Matt Adams. 9 home runs as a part-timer, and he's been really good as a pinch hitter. He's starting tonight at first, and he takes ball one.
Cardinals do not hit the ball out of the ballpark very much. Strong shift there. You see Murphy way over in the shortstop position, and now Castro actually slides behind second base. So they don't hit home runs. They don't steal bases. They hit for a high average. They hit for ridiculously high average with men in scoring position. They do hit into a lot of double plays, more than any other team in the league.
110. There's John Mabry, the former Cub and Cardinal, on the outside corner. 96 career home runs. He, Randy Bush, Dave May, tied for the all-time lead among big leaguers born in Delaware. But you already knew that.
Somebody's got to come out of retirement and snap that.
Mabes. He was only in Chicago for a year, but really enjoyed being around him. Always a very popular teammate. 14 years in the big leagues. Tap foul. Saw Adam Wainwright in the dugout, originally slated to pitch tomorrow, but the Cardinals have reconfigured their rotation. It'll be young right-hander Michael Wacha instead. They're going to move Wainwright back to that Pittsburgh series. Line right to Castro. Throw to first late. Advanced scouting right there. He was positioned exactly where Adams hit it.
Tough to be a modern day hitter with all this advanced scouting and
that
shifting that's going
part
on.
Of it. Yeah, you know, run scoring down the last few years. I don't want to get back into the whole debate, but you know, there is some debate about this quote steroid era in terms of home runs. Joe Sheehan wrote a really interesting piece recently on his newsletter. He says it's more about strikeouts, that the percentage of home runs when you make contact, that really hasn't changed, but there's less contact now. I suppose it begs the question, you know, did steroids maybe help guys' bat speed? I don't know the answer, but we do know velocity seems to be better than ever before on average around baseball, particularly in bullpens. And I think the shifting has something to do with this lower scoring environment as well.
So what Joe is saying, the home run per fly ball rate has not significantly changed in relation to the PED era.
Yeah, he kind of broke it down rather the last 20 years or so, and he's convinced that, well, it's not about that. And the other part of it is that nobody talks about is there were pitchers involved here too.
But I wonder, here's my question, have the number of home runs that get hit the opposite way gone down? Because I think that's where with PEDs, bigger, stronger guys, the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark to all fields.
Yeah, guys who never had done it before all of a sudden were. Yeah.
And maybe the strikeouts are up because guys have to cheat to be a little bit quicker now to try to, because they can't hit it out the other way. I don't know. We could bat that around all night long and really never come to a conclusion. And it's still a scoreless game. We'll wait till it gets 9-1, and then we'll get into that.
0-2 on John Jay. Well, and the other part is just better scouting, more technology. Everybody's got not DVDs, they use their iPads to look at every at bat. I mean, a pitcher, takes him 15 minutes. He can break down a hitter with no problem at all.
Yeah, more information available than ever before. And John Jay, who's done a lot of damage against the Cubs in his career and been good against them again this year, takes one off the shin, a little shin burger there for the Chief Justice. Ouch.
That will slice out of play. Best guess. You started your career today with the same stuff you had 1984. You feel like you'd be better off because of all that stuff available to you?
I would like to think I would, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. I mean, you'd like to think that you'd be smart enough to implement it and be able to find some holes.
Would you be better if you had your brain today when you were 25?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I tell you what, if just sitting up here all these years doing games and watching games and getting, you know, a better feel for pitching. I know more about pitching now than I ever did when I was pitching. Yeah. I still think maybe the most important thing to know as a pitcher is at the end of the day, who's going to swing the bat and who's not. I mean, it's you know, if I were to tip a pitching coach, say, I tell my guy, make sure you know who's going to walk, who push comes to the shove on that 3-2 pitch, who do you have to throw a strike to, or who's going to go out of the zone.
That deflects off the glove of Rizzo. Holiday will make the turn. Jay on his way to second. Jose Oquendo is going to stop Holiday. Didn't really get a good look at Holiday. I would imagine he's not quite 100%. We mentioned that hamstring had him on the DL.
Well, 3 well-struck balls in the inning now by the Cardinals. Single line out. Now there's double off the glove down the right field line for John Jay. And just to finish that point, obviously knowing who walks and who doesn't walk is pretty basic. There's nothing advanced about that. Look at a stat sheet. It's funny in this game, guys will get the reputation of being patient hitters because they'll work deep counts, but at the end of the day, they like to swing the bat.
They will walk Cosma and face Lance Lynn instead.
Well, Cosma, one of the guys that Dale Swain was talking about before the game today, when he was marveling at their batting average with runners in scoring position, and he talked about Cosma, even though his numbers overall aren't good. .323 for Cosma with runners in scoring position. .232 overall.
Every time we see them, we say they can't sustain it. .335 as a club.
Over the last 3 or 4 years, it's a department in which they have excelled, but nothing like this.
Real good article. I'll try to dig it up once again and tweet a link to it. John Perotto, Sports on Earth, wrote about that very thing. Some really good quotes from some of the Cardinal hitters. Russin's got to throw a strike. He intentionally walked the 8-hitter to go right after the pitcher, and it's 2-0.
That's obviously the downside of the intentional walk early in the ball game like this. You set yourself up to give up a big inning if you don't get the opposing pitcher. Certainly can understand Dale Swaim's thinking here with Lynn on a roll. So good in this ballpark. Kind of an undermanned club he's running out there. I don't think he really would, I don't think he is a big fan of this strategy, but I think desperate times call for desperate measures.
Pretty good hack by Lynn.
Under the category of play the whole game, Matt Holliday taking a very aggressive walking lead down the third base line. Donnie Murphy way off the line at third base, so Holliday trying to distract Russin coming way down that third base line.
Two called strike 3 to end it. 3 strikeouts early on for Russin, all of the looking variety.
The only place I wanna be with people cooling in the streets. I'll take it back to my blood. Family, you're all over me.
Switch on the summer mindset with Bud Light Lime. It's the great taste of Bud Light with a refreshing twist of 100% natural lime flavor.
Baby, it's all sweet with me.
Bud Light Lime. Switch on summer.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Snackin' with Sasquatch. Feed your wild side.
If you had a chance to go anywhere in the world, but you had to leave right now, would you go?
Oh, I can't go tonight.
I can't.
That's what Expedia asked me.
Book the flight, but you have to go right now.
And I just go?
You're taking off.
This is for real, right? This is for real? I always said one day I'd go to China. Just never thought it'd be today.
We're giving away a trip every day. Download the Expedia app and your next trip could be on us. Expedia. Find yours.
The baby's in there?
Yep.
How'd that happen?
Some things are hard for kids to digest. Rice Krispies are easy because they're made of rice, which is gentle on tummies. It's simple as
Crackle Pop Rice Krispies. When it comes to dating, ask yourself one question. What would Barney do?
I'm awesome!
On How I Met Your Mother.
Sundays at 7:30 on WGN America.
Hey, it's time for the Chevy Youth Baseball League of the Game. Tonight, we recognize Brademan Chevrolet for its support of the Park Ridge baseball and softball. Brademan Chevrolet and his Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevrolet dealers support over 30,000 young players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball program. Since 2010, the Chicago area Chevy dealers have provided these local youth leagues equipment kits, instructional clinics, and much-needed financial support. So once again, from the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Cardinals left them loaded in the second. As the late, great Ernie Harwell would have said, too much excessive window shopping for the Cardinal hitters, taking those called third strikes. Darwin Barney has 6 homers this year. 2 have come against the Cardinals. He's hit 300 versus this uniform here in 2013. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Didn't Ernie also say something along the lines of stood there like a house on the side of the road?
Stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by. Ground ball into center for a base hit. bring up the pitcher, Russin, who will be in a bunting spot.